the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Here.
Holly? Here. Chris?
Here.
Lynn? Here.
Motion to waive the reading and adopt the pre-read minutes.
Motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Old business. None. Open public hearing for the 2026 budget. Does anybody have any questions on the 2026 budget? We'll close the hearing. Baker Tilly has submitted their master service agreement along with scope of work for the rate study, proposed SRF bond issue and forgivable loans, and financial section of the asset management plan. See that?
It might be done.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Commonwealth project update.
You want me to get somewhere or just stay here?
You're fine.
Okay. We should have a short update memo from us. Nothing to present, just an update on the projects. The downtown sidewalk project, we're still waiting on the final numbers to do the final credit. Project is under budget. The 2025 community crossings started. There's a little update on there. 2026, still in design. Survey, I think survey is done, but it says it's nearing completion. And then on the water project, we've started our preliminary, review of existing information, looking into the service line. I would like to schedule a kickoff meeting with the water department. Who from the board, if anyone, should be at that meeting? Or do you want me to just have it with water?
Just having it with the water.
Okay. I'll let you know, Tammy, when we schedule it in case somebody wants us to attend. Okay. And that's all I have.
Great.
Thank you.
Motion to approve Commonwealth's claim for $287.19 for downtown sidewalk project and $13.2 for the 2025 community crossing grant project.
Make motion.
All in favor? Aye. Rumpke's contract is ending December 31st. Rumpke has submitted a 3-year extension to the current contract. 26, it'll be $19.50 per unit, and 27 will be $20.28. And 2028, it'll be $21.09 per unit. Motion approved.
Do we need to draw something up for them to sign, or is this just?
I think they'll just put it as an addendum.
Okay.
How does this compare to where we're currently at?
We're currently at 1785. And I know a few years ago we had to go through a process like getting bids through Best Way and all that. This, we're not at that point yet with this cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tweaked it a few
We're
years
not
ago
in
because it
request for
expired
proposal
in
process.
at the end of June.
And I don't think Best Way was offering what we were asking for.
I'd like to table this for now because, I mean, back when we first redid this, it was all because diesel fuel was high and we had all this. And now we're still seeing large increases.
Everything's going up.
$250 the first year. 78 cents the second year. It's like 78 cents the third year.
But you say Best Way does not offer the services that Rumpke does?
Right, because we want 2-day-a-week pickup, and Best Way doesn't offer that. Or they didn't. But then Rumpke also does no longer have the twice a year. Right.
Yeah, you got heavy trash every Monday.
Pickup Thursday.
Thursday, sorry. That's
So
why
one
that's
item every
confusing.
Thursday. Yeah.
instead of doing 2 times a year, it's, if you have a heavy item to put it out, you put it out on a Thursday.
Are you feeling you would like to table it to get a little more?
I'd like a better understanding of it, yes. I mean, because you're talking $19.50 per household, correct?
Yeah.
And how many
677.
677?
When do we need a decision on this by?
Well, the current contract ends December 31st.
Okay. The map, so that'll be tabled to next month. For map for the company, let's get back to Baker Tilly. Baker Tilly has submitted their master service agreement along with scope of work for rate study, proposed SRF bond issue of forgivable loans, and financial section of the asset management plan.
Hello, everybody. As you're all aware, you have your water project that was recently funded by SRF they provide funding with approximately 80% grant. And you'll be moving forward to closing this year, right? So by the end of March. So there's certain things that will need to be done from a financial piece. One being a rate study to make sure that the rates in place provide for all the revenue requirements of the water utility, in addition to paying for any debt service on the loan portions and required coverages and funding reserves and everything that SRF requires. In addition to the actual due diligence, which is what SRF calls due diligence, which is the financing application and projection reports and all the information they need to ensure that you have the ability to pay the bonds back. So there's multiple funding sources that are involved in this, and even though it's 80% grant, there is quite a bit of work on our part that's needed to provide all the information that they're needing to all bond councils, working with your engineers to close your transaction by the end of March. So this is all required SRF services, and so that's our master services agreement proposal for the project, which was included in the sizing of the funding that you have seen here recently, and will be paid from those forgivable loan and loan proceeds. Happy to answer any questions. I know.
I did look at the contract, I'm fine with it.
You good with it? I'm good with it. Motion to approve master service agreement along with scope of work for Baker Tilly.
I'll make the motion.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Look forward to continuing to work with you.
Yeah, it's been a good relationship. Thank you. Osgood's map for county comprehensive plan. Probably be attending that meeting tomorrow.
Correct.
4 to 6.
So I think my conversations for this future growth to the south is going to be residential. And then listening to the zoning meeting last week, at the end, they want the municipalities to bring them an ordinance to pass. I know.
Well, so the way it works, and Brazil's has done this, and I think I forwarded an email with what they have done. With their with not having first floor residential in certain areas like downtown areas. And the way it works is you do propose an ordinance. You don't necessarily pass it, but you propose the ordinance. It goes to the plan commission. The plan commission holds all the hearings that they're supposed to on that, gives it a favorable recommendation, unfavorable recommendation, and then it goes to the county and it goes back to the various communities for approval.
So would it have to be, if we did something, would it have to be approved by other communities or just the
No.
county?
Just the county and then you. So you would
Okay.
have to ultimately approve it too.
Because our business district's a little more strung out there.
Right, yeah, they were just, Brazils is just worried about their town square. So you would want to do, one way you can do it is by maybe certain zones. Or if there's like certain areas that you're worried about, we just identify those and include that on our proposal.
So I think what he's got outlined in red here,
Yes.
and then this paper that came with it is a kind of cliff notes of some conversations that he and I had on this. R2 language. The ability for the town to have a say on any variances issued. I don't know if that's captured in here, but that's something that I think would be important, that if they are going to grant somebody a variance, we'll have a voice in it.
And not just our stance, but the why behind our stance, why. we feel
Yes,
the way
yes,
do.
we need to be able to explain our stances. We just can't blanket say no, but we need to be able to have a,
So I think that's probably different than what's on here, but that's something you'd want to add to it.
yeah, I guess if they offer a variance, we'd be able to have input on it. But we would have to back that input up. We just can't say no to say no.
So, yeah, right, so you do have input, you do have the right to have input. I think
On a
there's,
zoning variance?
input's not final say, it's input.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have final say, but if you just want input, you already have that. If you want final say, approve it or not, then they have to rework the way they're doing things, and that's not really the way the statute reads. So I don't know if they would do that.
Is it something you could ask all we want?
Yes, absolutely, and I don't know if you had a chance to see, I think Timmy replied to the email, it's out some language of the why, not just the what, but the why, and why we feel strongly, and how we want to ensure our vision and our mission as a town of Osgood is incorporated in these, and our voices are heard.
I had time to get started on your email, I didn't get all the way through.
Oh, you're
But
fine.
it was very, the first part when I read it was exactly what I thought.
Thank you. And you can't sleep at night, you know,
Yeah, great idea. Great morning.
you think about zoning.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, whatever will put you to sleep.
yeah.
Okay, is everybody comfortable with this? Any questions? Dustin, we've kind of outlined a map here. I don't know if you want to take a look at it. Sure. But kind of, you know, future growth here, future growth down railroad, our business district here, and then future growth south. And I would propose that to be on both sides of the mission.
Okay, we'll do the first.
That kind of, anything to the east we would want residential. Yeah. The infrastructure's already in place for a lot of this. Sure. At the town's expense, we put that in. Yeah, if you want. You can have all of this, actually.
So what you want to do at your next meeting is you're gonna want to pass an ordinance similar to what Zales has. So it helps everybody if the ordinance reads the same, but you're gonna have different maps or maybe different areas that are targeted. So I'll have all that prepared for next month's meeting.
Okay.
And then you can formally, propose it and send it to the planning commission.
Okay, that'd be great.
I got a question on that one for you. Is there a reason they're only focusing on the square with all the issues they've had down there? Or is
I
that-
have not been part of any of those conversations, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Dustin, you got any other questions on that? We've got a little bit to go too, so you know, chat.
I don't really have anything. I just, Steve said it was gonna be a topic tonight, so I just want to be here.
I appreciate it. Contract for the 117 West Ripley property was accepted 2/23. Is that a 3-year contract?
It's not a contract, so they purchased the real estate, so we put it out for bid.
Okay.
And one of the requirements in the bid is that it needed to be a restaurant of the certain, like, community. Must be utilized for restaurant, bar with a common area, for the public, working area, and event space and entertainment area. So if they don't have that open within 3 years from the date of or from the date of the closing to the date of purchase, then the town has the right to come back in and buy it back for the average of 2 appraisals. So if you're interested in doing that, just to get the appraisal process going, I would probably authorize hiring 2 appraisers to do that.
I'm good with that. Motion to hire 2 appraisers. Motion. Second. All in favor? Aye.
Does that project have to be done, completed by then? Is that how that read? It's gotta be actually done.
It says it must be utilized for a restaurant, bar with a common area, so it has to be functioning in some sense.
Retroactive to September 1st, motion to increase Alex Bryce's salary for completing the law enforcement academy. Congratulations, Alex.
Appreciate it. I'm glad to be back.
Piece of professional development there.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The big one. The big one. Motion to set trick or treat for Friday, October 31st from 5 to 7.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I emailed you guys all the applicants for the water position. Were you able to go through any of those? Do you know when you'd like to set up a date for interviews?
What's the target date of start at the,
I don't know that there is one.
okay.
I mean, if John Newhart could start making calls to who he thinks would be, you know, his candidates, and then we can go from there. I mean, or evenings 5-ish or so, or whatever. I mean, again, to me, if John can reach out and see what works for some of the people, we can go from there.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it.
Are you in town?
Probably on Saturday.
I'm not doing it at 5 o'clock on Saturday.
I'm not gonna be able to get in during the day on Saturday at work.
Okay.
There's no way I can guarantee I can be home in the evening or that afternoon. This next one.
This came in late. I sent you guys an
Oh, okay.
email for that.
Okay.
Student inventory, we
Yeah.
have to have this for the 2026 community crossing. Glenn reviewed it, I think everything's okay.
You good with it? So the professional services for the street inventory, motion approved.
Make the motion. Have a chance to go through it.
No,
I mean, I'll have nothing.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Alex. Yeah, how's everything with the police department?
It's good. So we were pretty busy in August. Had 93 calls for service, 42 traffic stops, 8 civil process town ordinance calls, 19 agency or citizen assists, went to 7 accidents and EMS assists, and had 17 criminal calls. We didn't have any arrests. We did get a quote in to get the Charger, the 2016 Charger back up and running. It's control panel, I guess, shorted out, so it wasn't running sirens. It's gonna be about $900. Actually $900 on the dot. We could use lit fund to pay for that since I'm kind of out of nowhere. But I say once we do that, it'll be back up and running and good to go. So that's about the last thing I hope we have to put into it.
So the car that was turned over to Simon, we're free and clear on that.
Free and clear that. Yep.
That.
We confirm.
Yes.
Osgood
Yep.
marking everything.
Yeah, our decals are off of it.
And you're the lucky one I see on duty during Oktoberfest. Making sure.
Somebody decided to go to Florida, so.
Like we've been camping for 12 weeks.
And then any update on the speedometer, the colors on the side town? I can't remember.
I say I am waiting on NDOT to say it's okay to put the signs up on the speed limit signs. So we can co-op their speed limit signs since it's on 421.
So it's not gonna be a portable unit, it's gonna be on the sign.
I say now, I looked at them, it'd probably take 20 minutes to take them down and then move them somewhere else.
Okay.
It's just getting,
But it'll be on the speed limit.
yeah,
Sign coming in north. And
yeah, I say it'll be at the 30-mile-an-hour signs on the north and south end.
Okay.
And
Solar.
everything I've seen, yeah, it's solar. Everything I've seen from NDOT and based on the specs of the signs themselves, they're the same as other signs I've seen on state highways, and they meet NDOT specs. So I'm just waiting on them to say, yeah, okay, that's fine. Once they say that, then I'll get with Rodney and Steve and we'll get them up.
Okay. Also, can you please update on the work schedule? 8 hours versus 10 hours.
Say,
That's been an ongoing thing for several months and it still remains the same.
if you look at Alex's schedule, he's
Alex is on 5/8. I see that.
If it's at all possible, I would prefer to remain on 10s. Say between my home life and here, say it works better for me if I can stay on 10s. I'm always on call. If something comes out, I will be here.
I'm good with that, but when things remedy themselves, I'd like to be back to 5/8 would be my goal.
Okay.
So, but I understand that we work to live, we don't live to work. So you have a family to take care of, and I understand that as well. Appreciate it. That reminds me of something. I know there was a meeting with NDOT about getting 421 redone. Has there been any feedback from NDOT with that on getting 421 resurfaced?
Not that I've heard.
My understanding, it's been over 20 years since it's been resurfaced. You know, I'm working at a place, they just redid a state road in front of where I'm working, and they're tearing it all out this year to redo it. They repaved it last year, they didn't resurface it last year, and now they're tearing it out one. So maybe I'll reach out to somebody that's kind of area. Right. How are you?
Okay. I guess I'm okay. I've got a concern with what I've worked with the town since February of 22. I've got the letters here, and I just wondered, has anything been done? It doesn't look to me like anything has been done. It's still a mess. I'll put it that way.
That's because nothing's been done. Nothing, just because nothing's changed does not mean that nothing's been done.
Well, all right.
So it's a process.
It's been over a 3.5-year process.
So,
And you keep telling me to be patient, but
Well,
I think that 3.5 years of patience has about wore me out.
so what happens is we go to court, they come into compliance, then things get messed up again. We go back to court or we send a letter, they come into compliance, and it's just a cycle.
I still say the sections that they were out of compliance, according to this paper, I don't think they've ever been in compliance.
So it's Tad Branson with the county is the one who determines if they're in
That's who this is
compliance or not.
from.
So if they're out of compliance again, file another report, file another complaint.
He just keeps telling me this, it's your,
And we do.
it's up to the town.
And we act on it, but once they're in compliance, the case is over and we have to start over. So you have to start over again. We don't have a magic wand to make people stay in compliance. All we do is fine them. So if they're not in compliance again, then you need to file, if we start over, you need to file another complaint with TAD, have him come out and investigate, and we can file again.
Okay. Because I know, like I said, according to what Tad has sent me, they have never been in compliance
That's interesting.
there. And 614
File
is
another complaint with TAD.
on both of them. On 614 is
I'm only aware of one, so I don't know the other one that you're talking about, but I don't have anything pending currently with TAD. So you'll need, I would file on both.
okay. Because right now they're parking stuff on 614. I went by there tonight and there's 8 different vehicles there.
So for me to be able to file a lawsuit, TAD has to say that they're not in compliance currently. And then I can file the lawsuit if they don't come into compliance. But I need him to start that. That's the way the ordinance reads.
Okay. I'll go back. It's just, you know, for 3.5 years, I didn't know it was going to take 3.5 years.
Well, but the problem with it is everybody thinks that we have the ability to make people be good property owners. We don't. All we can do is fine them. They pay a fine and it goes back out of compliance and you have to start over. So it's not like we go in there and we clean it up for them. So that's the key. So we're talking about fining, we're not talking about, you know, the town being responsible for cleaning it up.
When I
Yeah, it's, I
mean,
get the
I go
frustration.
see Tad says, go see the town.
Tell Tad we don't have anything pending right now, so we need to start over.
All right.
We'll talk about.
Thank you.
Justin, do you have anything?
That was the topic I was here for, so it sounds like it's in motion, I guess, for the, we talked about it a year ago and then nothing, I don't think it ever went anywhere, and then now the county's saying again, like, get these 3 towns together and put an ordinance or put something on paper so that we can adopt it.
The town, Brazales, since I haven't been able to get anywhere with the procedure, Brazales actually hired an attorney from Bose McKinney. That present so that they could explain the procedure. And it's not that we can just adopt an ordinance. We have to do the same thing like when a community member wants to change something. We send the proposal, they do the hearings. They were not under the understanding, from what I understand, that they were doing the hearings. They just think the town can pass the ordinance. So now I think everybody might be on the same page, at least legally, as to what the proper procedure is. So the plan from my perspective is that if Osgood and Brazales present the same ordinance but with different maps or different areas that they're targeting, that's the way to present it. That way you're dealing with one ordinance, you are dealing with different maps that pertains to each community. And it'll be easier, I think, than if you have 3 different ordinances that you have to keep looking at.
Right. I mean, the bottom line comes down to they still got to enforce it. So we got to hold them accountable. Where a lot of the problems are coming from, them's enforced down there. So
Yeah, a big part of the problem.
I mean, there's an ordinance on mobile homes, right, in Osgood? And from the past, and don't they uphold that for the most part?
There's a mobile home ordinance, but I'm not sure.
About a year of the mobile home.
Right, these, this year or newer before they can, but it has to be in a trailer for it, it can't just be.
Yeah.
So if the county has an ordinance that addresses that, then it's the county ordinance that applies. If the town has an ordinance on something that the county's not addressing, or it's not under their jurisdiction, then the town can have an ordinance.
And that's a town ordinance, right? The
But-
mobile home, or is that?
There is a county
The
ordinance, but there's
replacement
also
of
there's also a
driveway.
county ordinance.
Right.
on mobile homes.
Right.
Not a mobile home park, but a
Yeah,
mobile home.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll
Make
talk,
sure.
we'll talk about it after, if you don't mind.
Anybody else? Well, thanks for a good turnout. Thanks for everybody that has a drive. Be safe on your way home.
Don't forget, for Oktoberfest this weekend,
Saturday,
Saturday.
all day long.
Have fun.
Oktoberfest.
Brick
Oktoberfest.
on the Brick Street.
Oh, nice.
Yes,
More than welcome.
yes.